I venture to pose the following inquiry. Which political party may rightly be regarded as the more capable steward of the nation's economic affairs? Before addressing the foregoing inquiry, it may be prudent to first examine the prevailing record of inflation under successive administrations, as such figures may be useful for any considered assessment of economic stewardship. The inflation rate under the LNP, that is, the Liberal National Party, were at 2013, 2.7%, 2014, 1.7%, 2015, 1.7%, 2016, 1.5%, 2017, 1.9%, 2018, 1.8%, 2019, 1.8%, 2020, 0.9%, 2021, 3.5%. The inflation rate under the ALP, that is, the Labour Party, were at 2022, 7.8%, 2023, 4.1%, 2024, 2.4%, 2025, 3.8%, 2026, 4.6%. One might properly inquire whether the Liberal National Party may, on balance, be deemed superior custodians of economic policy, particularly in view of the fact that interest rates were, in the main, maintained at comparatively lower levels during their tenure in office. Additionally, the Liberal National Party presided over a comparatively extended period of price stability and a correspondingly greater degree of predictability in the general cost of living than has been observed under the present Labour administration in more recent years. From 2013 to 2021, inflation mostly stayed between about 1.5% and 2.0%, which is close to the Reserve Bank of Australia's preferred target range. This indicates disciplined fiscal settings and restrained government spending. Lower inflation protected household purchasing power better than the sharp rise seen in 2022 and 2023, when essentials like groceries, fuel, rents, and electricity, by golly, electricity, became much more expensive. Given these soaring costs do not just hurt businesses, but the entire breadth of the Commonwealth, it is worth taking a step back and giving some thought to why inflation is a first-order priority. Inflation, more than any other single metric, constitutes the primary constraint upon household living standards, for it silently erodes real wages, savings, and purchasing power, irrespective of nominal income growth. It is further to be observed that the deleterious effects of inflation are not merely immediate, but compounding in nature. Indeed, compounding. For prolonged deviations above the target range progressively diminish financial stability within households and businesses alike. Moreover, elevated inflation inevitably compels a corresponding tightening of monetary policy, resulting in higher interest rates and thereby imposing a more acute burden upon mortgage holders and indebted households. Accordingly, the management of inflation may properly be regarded as a principal test of fiscal and economic discipline on the part of any government. Whether global shocks were outside Labour's control is besides the point. Management of inflation is, should always be a first-order priority of any government. This present Labour government has, according to the assessment of various economic analysts, demonstrated a pronounced tendency toward economic fragility, the effects of which are now sorely felt across the breadth of the Commonwealth, and which has further compelled the Reserve Bank of Australia to raise the cash rate, that is, the official rate of interest prevailing throughout the nation. In so doing, critics contend that the government has failed in their foremost duty, required of any administration, namely, the proper governance of the nation's economic affairs. And so, these past 4 years of the Labour government have left me wondering, why is inflation in need of restoration? Why has there been diminishment of financial stability? Why has our economic lifeblood been eroded? Given these are the questions a Labour government have left me wondering, it goes without saying, that is why I will never, ever vote for a Labour government.